With Jamaica under tropical storm watch due to the development of tropical storm Lisa to the south of the island, Professional Football Jamaica Limited has postponed the 2 Jamaica Premier League matches scheduled for later today. Harbourview and Mount Pleasant were set to do battle in the first game, to be followed by Arnett Gardens and Portmore United at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. All 5 of Sunday's games were completed. These are the results. Donry Holding getting a 1-0 win over Falkland, Malines a 3-2 over Humble Lion, Cavalier beating Vare United 3-0, a 1-0 win for Montego Bay United against Waterhouse, and 3 goals for Tivoli Gardens to secure that win against Chapelton Maroons. Let's look back now at the highlights from Sunday's match between Malines United and Humble Lion.
Action from the first half. Bad decision by Kenil Hyde with that header backwards. Put his defenders in all sorts of trouble. His captain sliding into tackle and only resulted in fouling Marquis McDonald. And they gave away the penalty very early in the contest. Humberland up against it, especially when Tyreek Wilson stroked home that 5th-minute penalty for 1-0. Stands this one up for Roshane Sharp. Couldn't get direction on the header. Sharp would have another glorious chance from this Vanzi free kick. Must score! He didn't even make good contact. And then the veteran Virgo, 38 years old next month, but he curls this one onto the forehead of Andre Clennon, who rises supremely to head home serenely. 1-1. 2 fouls in quick succession, undermining Humberland, because Tyreek Wilson gave that free kick some violence, and that was 2-1 before half-time. 2 goals for Tyreek Wilson. Virgo curled this one in. Nothing came off that. Virgo again on the money with the delivery. And then this, Cunningham forward. Chambers, his attempted block, atrocious. Livingston racing through, and Livingston on the run, drives his laces through it, and it's beyond the goalkeeper. That was Malines' 3rd goal, and Rashawn Livingston, who was excellent today, both sides of the ball, gets the 3rd goal. That gave his team breathing space. Virgo to the back post. Williams, excellent first touch, but took a minute to get the shot off. By the time he did, Harrison had his feet set and was able to make the save. Flit on here. Clennon can't beat the goalkeeper. Winter, look at this. Harrison, Livingston felt he had his 2nd, but the FIBA Chambers was there to turn away off his line. Both goalkeepers named Harrison, both of them brothers. Vanz's late free kick beats Peter Harrison off the deflection from Javon Brown. That was 3-2 with about 2 minutes left, and it was not enough time for Humble Lion to find a 3rd goal. They are beaten in this 2nd match week in the Jamaica Premier League.
In our 2nd commentary game on Sunday, Tivoli Gardens took on Chapelton Maroons. Here are the highlights.
Taking you through the highlights. First half, Anthony Nelson's cross, and McCain, his shot destined for goal, but for the feet of Christian, one of the 2 captains on the pitch tonight for Chapelton Maroons FC. And then Garnett out towards Keena Simpson. And look at Keena Simpson work himself into a shooting position at the invitation of the Chapelton Maroons FC defense. Slips beneath the grasp of goalkeeper Javel Plunkett, and that's how Tivoli found their 1st goal. This man, Keena Simpson, we may credit Kevin Garnett with the assist, had a hand in both of the 2 goals scored by Tivoli in the first half. Garnett. That was 1-0. Then Garnett again. This time to the other side to Justin Dunn. Curls one onto the forehead of Diego McKenzie, who makes it look easy. Tivoli at this point bossing the game. Tivoli for the most part bossed the game, and that's how Tivoli went 2-0 up. Another shot, another angle. of the second goal. Still the first half. This is McCain. Slips Mackenzie and Justin Dunn, his shot. Missing by far, then McCain again. Nelson's shot is blocked. Tivoli threatening to run riot here at the Stadium East field against this Chapelton team. Here's Keena Simpson trying to execute a very difficult skill, the control and shot in the same sector, and then Anthony Nelson taking the pass from McCain. So McCain had one assist, and he made it easy for Nelson to find the goal, vacated by big keeper Howell, Plunkett, and that was 3-0. Done to Diego Mackenzie off the upright. Chapelton defense at 6s and 7s. Not up to speed. Gale forward to Brown. Brown and Petticock attacking the same ball. Petticock leaves it alone for Brown, and Raheem Brown can't steer his shot on target. Then Nelson broke away. He felt he must score, but straight at goalkeeper Plunkett. Radico Wellington was destined for the far corner, the far post, but for the intervention of Ellis, it would have been a goal. And then this is the closest Chapelton Maroons FC came. A free kick from Morrison. That was touched onto the crossbar by Nicholas Clark, getting a hand to it. Then bad play from Williamson in the back for Chapelton. And Tommy Lawrence's effort. He went for placement, was trying to curl it in. Another chance. Shaquille Jones, the substitute, must score. He kicks his standing foot and slides. Slipping and sliding for Shaquille Jones. Not getting the contact required.
Well, team, unfortunately, no games today. You know, heavy showers. Our team was ready. Producer was here, and we're getting the last-minute notes and stuff organized. Bit unfortunate. Yeah,
Tropical Storm Lisa, they say, forming off the south coast, so it is causing severe, well, causing inclement weather, to put it kindly.
It's really rainy outside.
And yeah, so a lot of parts of the corporate area. But we got rain yesterday at Stadium East. In fact, before the first game between Humberland and Malines, there was a deluge, which I thought at one point would have compromised the quality of the broadcast, if not caused the match to be delayed. But the heavens broke, well, the rain stopped just before kickoff. And then, of course, the quality of the field at Stadium East is so good, that drainage so good, that when you looked at it like 10 minutes after the rain ceased, it was as if it was just heavily watered, no rain. Yeah. And the game was able to be played, and the players weren't slipping and sliding, and the pitch wasn't cut up too much for the second game. So the conditions were good. But we saw 2 games yesterday. 8 goals, I'm very happy. 3-2 in the first game. Humberland have only themselves to blame, but I'm very happy that Malines got 3 points. And in the second game, I was expecting a lot from Chapelton Maroons FC. It's a Lenworth Teacher Hyde team, so you expect very good football, exciting players, some good talented young players, but they were rather callow against Tivoli. Tivoli looked slick yesterday.
Nancy, win for Malines and Tivoli.
Yeah, you know what? Malines, with their new coach, Alex Thomas, who previously was at Arnett Gardens, having a reasonably good start here. And Malines had always shown quality since they came to the top flight, but defensively they had been poor, and they weren't consistent, so they weren't getting enough goals to present themselves as playoff contenders. But good to see Malines and the start they have had. Tivoli, I agree with George, looked pretty solid yesterday. Chapelton Maroons, George, I agreed as well. They look very flat. Based on their roster, you expect a lot from this team because there are some very good young players coming out of Clarendon into the Maroons team. But they just looked very flat yesterday, almost as if they weren't interested in the game.
You know, there was, I mean, you know that I take great care in assessing young players and youngsters, because I don't want to be like the other people who criticize youngsters, because youngsters make mistakes because they are young. It's a fact of life.
Yes.
But I'll say that, so I won't call names just to ease the pressure. But there were some of the Chapelton players yesterday, some of the forwards especially, I was struck by the lack of aggression. There's a certain kind of aggression that you get at the competitive level in any sport, in any field of endeavor, that they didn't have. And I heard Tashana Vincent, their assistant coach, speak to that in the post-game interview. And I said, so I wasn't the only one who saw it. There was aggression from they fielded two captains yesterday. Two men wearing the captain's armband. Christian and Ellis were both wearing captain's armbands.
Yeah.
Apart from them and being aggressive in the tackle, they had to be given the spectre of the field that they had to play in. The attackers I found very, very almost lackadaisical, almost as if they were waiting for the game to come to them, and Tivoli was never going to give the game to them.
Right.
And so I was struck by that. But it's only their second game, they'll learn.
Yeah, but to add to your point, George, if you're newcomers to the top flight, you cannot be passive.
No.
You have to go out and demand.
You have to force the issue.
Especially when you know the
because
opponent.
you are a newcomer to the top flight, so you've got to make your mark. Can't close the segment though, George, without talking about Montego Bay United upsetting Waterhouse.
Yeah.
1-0. Donovan Duki already beginning to make his mark in Montego Bay.
Duki strikes again. He was hoping to create history because since SEBA was renamed Montego Bay United, they've never won their opening game of the Jamaica Premier League. So they had a draw to start. So he didn't create history that way. But certainly they've hit their straps with that second game and that 1-0 win. Good for them. Happy for them.
Yeah, well, of course, we'll continue to keep our viewers updated and bring you the very best of the JPL.